Hello, hello. I think I'm live. Not quite fucking sure. I think I'm live. And I am way behind today, man. Way behind. So far behind that you ever get so far behind in your day or with things that you needed to do that cuz usually the more you get behind with something, the more we start to panic as humans, right? We start to get that anxiety feeling. And if we don't catch up, we get more and more anxious, right? Somebody explained to me how when you get so far behind, that you just get like calm and you're just like, it is what it is, right? Because to be honest with you, that's kind of where I'm at right now with my day. I got so far behind that I was just like, you know what? We're just gonna take our time, because I find that for me personally, the faster I go to try to catch up, the more mistakes I make. So I end up just with a big old fucking jalop of a mess at the end. What's good, Mike Rouse? You are here. I see you, broski. Sorry, I'm back and forth right now. I'm trying to finish putting my hat and my hoodie on. I got food in the oven. I'm cooking. Haven't gotten the invite out to Otis yet. Was working on the thumbnail for the last 45 minutes, and it just, I don't know, sometimes Copilot works, and then sometimes I can't get Copilot to fucking do shit. And before I knew it, here we are. You know what I'm saying? This is stupid. Delete. 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 Close. Delete. Bring this up. Get this show going. I got everybody and their mama saying that the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl. Everyone I'm seeing, like all the pundits, Rich Eisen, all the big names, they're like, Seattle's probably winning this shit. And to win it, we have to play the Super Bowl. We have to make it to the Super Bowl and then get to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is in Levi Stadium, which is the home stadium for the San Francisco 49ers, which is the Seahawks' number one like arch rival nemesis that we just beat the shit out of 41-3 or 41-6 the other night. And if we make it to the Super Bowl and we win it on their turf after we stomped the fuck out of them twice in a 3-week period to get to the Super Bowl, this is going to be about the sweetest scenario as a Seahawks fan you could possibly come up with. Which is why if the Seahawks don't make it, it's going to be soul shattering. But what's good, Mike Rouse? What's good with you, bro? I'm just pulling up the show right now. I gotta get copy that. Beam beam dee dee. Keanu Carver showed up last week in NXT and was a fucking beast. I'm sorry. Remember years ago back in early AEW when Powerhouse Hobbs was teamed with Ricky Starks? So I think Ricky Saints, there's no better person to add to the mix in NXT than Powerhouse Hobbs. He's not going to be called Powerhouse Hobbs, by the way, chat. So get ready for and be prepared mentally that the next time you see Powerhouse Hobbs when he's in WWE, he's going to be under a different moniker, a different name, a different gimmick completely. You can bet your sweet old ass on that. Yeah. I've lost my hat. I've lost my marbles, to be honest. But specifically in this moment in time, my hat that I was pretty sure I was wearing today. Maybe I wasn't. I don't fucking know anymore. Oh, here's Ava. Please be snitches. If you see Tony D'Angelo, please snitch him out. Please snitch him out. Please snitch him out to me, said Ava. Ava, don't be like that, Ava. If I'm acting weird, chat, it's because I'm walking around. I'm. Oh, we starting off with ego. Do 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 do. Ego. Hit him with a smile. Ego. Kill him with a smile. What's up, Mike? How you been, bro? We got Ethan Page walking to the ring. I'm watching, Mike. I know he came out first. I know, I know. I'm just trying to get myself put together. I don't know. I sent the invite to Otis. I don't know if you heard me, but I said I don't know if anybody remember. What up, Patrick? I'll be on camera soon. I'm just I was trying to say at the beginning of my show, I didn't even have a. I'm sorry, I didn't have a thumbnail, a notification, a nothing. I was working on the thumbnail for the last hour, and Copilot was just not cooperating. The debut of Ilio Lafleur. Um, I got so behind today, man. You ever have one of them days where you just get so behind that when you're scrambling trying to catch up for your day, you realize that it doesn't matter how fast you go to catch up, you're not going to get caught up. So you just say, fuck it. I didn't say fuck it, but I just said, like, there's no point to hurry and scramble because I'm already behind. So, yeah, you're seeing the effects of this. Unfortunately, I was not ready in time, and that's my bad. Rarely in life am I ready in time. smile. Ego. American Championship. And try to. Oh shit! I have one right there. From Paris, France. Parlez-vous français? Parlez-vous français? Ow! Chat. I just ran over my big toe with my game chair wheel, but I was moving it, so I was putting force on the back of the backrest as I was moving it, and I pushed it right over my big toe. Oh, hold on a sec, chat. That's I'm gonna have to shake that one off. Oh man, like if somebody's ever like run over your toe at the store with a cart, like that eye-watering, wincing pain immediately. That's just what happened. I just caught me off guard. I'm good. I'm good. I just that sharp jolt of pain up to my eyeball just wasn't. I had no idea that was coming. So I'm just putting my hoodie on, and then I can turn my fucking camera on. I just got to keep checking on my potatoes in the oven. So I'm making British style roasted potatoes with garlic, rosemary, and black pepper infused oil. Do 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 do. Yeah, don't let the looks fool you, Chad. I can cook. I can cook like a motherfucker. Taught by the best. Ego. Do 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 do. Oh, he tapped him on the head. Oh, he tapped Ego. He tapped Ethan Page on the head. That's not gonna sit well with him. Chat. I want to let everybody know that this Saturday, for Saturday night's main event, I will be live streaming, and I think I'll be doing a dual stream with Otis. I think that's the plan. Also, it's UFC fight night. It's UFC pay-per-view night, so I'm going to stay live for that because there's a big main event with Patty the Batty Pimlet versus Justin Gaethje, and a lot of other big names are going to be on the card. So we got a big streaming night on Saturday. Yeah, I don't know why they moved out of Full Sail, bro. I don't know. And what's the problem with moving out of Full Sail is all the aura of the building stayed in the building. You know? I gotta go turn my potatoes. Let me turn my potatoes, and I'll turn on the camera then. I'll be done. I'll be fucking done. Ego. Hit him with a motherfucking smile. Ego. Holy hell, that's hot. Jesus H. Okay. Kill him with a smile. Hopefully I can do this and not burn myself to death. Sorry, chat. I gotta. Ethan Page is good, ladies and gentlemen. We know this. He's so good. I realize he's kind of like a Robert Stone, right? Like Robert Stone came in at the ass end of the black and gold era and was a non-factor to anything in ring wise, but then transitioned immediately to backstage kind of managerial role and then backstage producer now he is, I believe. So I wonder if that's what they're doing with Ethan Page. But I still would put him on the main roster if I'm running things. He'd be on the main roster. I think Shawn Michaels loves Ethan Page, though. Sorry, chat. I have to. These things stick to the way you roast these potatoes. They stick to the tin foil in the oven, and so to get them crispy, you have to flip them. So I have to unstick each little potato on this cookie sheet to flip it individually. And some of them are cooperating, and some of them are not. So we have our first commercial break. I'm just gonna say this because I'm not at the desk, but Otis, if you're in the queue waiting, I'm just flipping my potatoes in the kitchen, bro. I don't know if he's there or not, but just in case he's sitting there waiting, I don't want him to be like, "What the fuck?" It's always a shit show with me, anyways. Your patience is greatly appreciated, chat. Ah, damn it, Jimmy. Jesus! Oh, these potatoes are slowly turning into fucking a mess. This is my bad for not spraying the bottom of the tin foil. Alright, I'm done, chat. Here I come. Alright, put these in the oven one more time. Here you go. Redo. What up, Scripps? What up, Scripps? How you been, bro? How you been, brother? How we living? What's Gucci? Go. Ethan Page, you're looking a little comfortable around the midsection, my brother. Doing the coast to coast with Elio LaFleur. Why are we doing that? I guess we're not learning from lessons, chat. I guess we're not learning from lessons. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Oh, boo, boo. Hit him with a smile. Ego. Well, well, look who we have here. I was saying at the beginning of the show before you guys got here, I'm having, do you remember back in the early AEW days, Scripps? Do you remember Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs weren't they a team? Or didn't they have a feud? And no, they were a part of Taz's crew, and then they feuded. I have a feeling Powerhouse Hobbs is coming to NXT. I just do. There's nowhere to put him on the main roster right now. You've just brought up 3 African American talents. In a time where you're being accused of gatekeeping, not using diversity, not adding diversity to the talent roster. Now, maybe Javon Evans' injury changes things, depending on the severity of the injury. Scripps, do we know the severity of Javon Evans' injury yet? Scripps or anybody else for that matter. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything, which makes me think that it's could be kayfabe for storyline purposes. So I guess we just have to. I can't really make that my scenario really unless I know for sure whether or not he's injured, what the severity of the injury is, how long he's going to be out for. But let's just say for the sake that he's of argument, he's not injured right now, or not going to miss time. Let's say I'm debuting Powerhouse Hobbs on NXT. They need it. They need to replace a gap. Wrestlemania thinks Becky might retire. Now, what's crazy is time has gone so fast that when you sit there and think about it, Becky, Charlotte, Mercedes, Bailey have been in wrestling over a decade now. We've been watching them over a decade. It feels just like a few years. So to say, what? Wait, what? You might retire already? But I mean, Becky Lynch has had a nice long career in WWE, full of accolades. She's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of shocking at first to be like, what? Becky might retire, but when you think about it, she's been at this a long time in WWE, and then she was on the indie circuit over in Europe and Ireland and the UK, and she's a veteran. She's been around a long time. We just didn't get to know about her here in the States until 2014, 2015. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's still shocking, but I sometimes forget how much time has gone by. What, she been in WWE like 12, 13 years already? What? Which is kind of weird because it feels like John Cena was a part of WWE for an extremely long time before we got the WWE Network, NXT, the Four Horsewomen, Black and Gold, yada, yada, yada. But Becky Lynch was around for 13 of John Cena's 25 years or 23 years, whatever it was. Is Jesus, I didn't realize it like that, you know? Yeah, 112. All right, letter 12. My 12s. Go Seahawks. Yeah, 112 subs. I need to do a content shift. And I mean, if I talk about wrestling and cover the shows and review the shows and do it live, then I'm just doing what JD does. If I pre-record it, then I don't get to interact with you guys. You know what I mean? So I'm at a real crossroads. Shout out to Cody. I'm just at a real crossroads as to what to do. Am I gonna stay on YouTube? Am I gonna hop over to TikTok? I don't know. I feel like I'll get way more viewers live on TikTok. The algorithm will the algorithm's way more forgiving over there, and TikTok, it's like TikTok wants to push you out, whereas YouTube wants to conceal you. How it feels. Wait, what? Uh-oh, this is awkward. What kind of cringe just happened here? I like the logo, the triangle with the circle in the middle. Oh, never mind. You stole my gimmick, dummy. You Walmart, Temu, half-ass, wannabe McFoley coming out wearing Cactus Jack wrestling gear looking like a fucking generic-ass Bray Wyatt, rest his soul. Ooh. Script says, I wonder if you shouldn't do previews of wrestling shows. What do you mean? If I shouldn't do, I don't do previews of wrestling shows. So that's why I'm confused by the statement, because I don't know how you mean it. Yeah, you know my logo is the triangle with the. I mean, it's not. I don't own the logo. It's not like I originated it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying he was using something similar, but I didn't realize that it was Shiloh Hill that uses that logo. So, oh, not wannabe fucking truck stop Papa Shango over here. This wannabe Baron Corbin Papa Shango hybrid goof. They got to put Powerhouse Hobb. The NXT men's division needs a man. You know what I'm saying? I know they're all men, but Ricky Saints looks like a pretty boy, right? These two look like they're barely old enough to buy alcoholic beverages. Ethan Page looks like a man, right? Obafemi was a man. Trick Williams was a man. You know what I'm saying? They need a guy that looks just like a grown ass man, that looks like a believable professional wrestler on the roster. Obafemi gave that to the men's roster. Trick Williams gave that to the men's roster. When I first saw Javon Evans, I wasn't sold. Now he's put on a lot of muscle mass. He's not nearly as scrawny as he was when we all first saw him. But did I think he was going to make it to the main roster right away? Hell no, I didn't. Hell no, I didn't. But he doesn't have that look of like a grown ass man. He still looks like a young gun. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. But Powerhouse Hobbs looks. He's got that gritty look, like that Ahmed Johnson, that Mark Henry, that you know what I'm saying? Just looks like a battle tested badass. He doesn't look like a young kid that's green as grass. These two guys look like they're green as grass. You mean Script says you mean you want every one of the wrestlers to be on steroids? No, not necessarily their body size, but in their face, I can tell because of my age. I can tell I'm looking at two kids right here now in their young 20s. I need somebody that looks like a seasoned veteran. Obafemi, in his face, he looks older. He doesn't look like a young kid like everybody else. He looks like a professional wrestler from the olden days. Now, size does help. Obafemi had the size. Powerhouse Hobbs has the size. Yes, he looks like a professional wrestler. I'm not necessarily saying, jack him on steroids, but Josh Briggs has the size for a professional wrestler, height-wise. But look at his jiggly-ass belly. Does he work out? Does he do curls? Or is he just curling beer cans and chicken wings to his mouth from the box? You know? Shiloh's jiggly. But more or less, yeah. Oh, you meant I should do previews. Live? Do you mean do them live or do them pre-recorded? Like and just set a timer and then it just when the timer hits my episode drops type of deal. Like when JD does his short type of thing. Everyone's like, "Yeah, don't go live," and then I can go live. Do them live? So like get on like an hour and a half before the show comes on and then end as the show begins? Um, that's an interesting idea you propose. I'm going to take that under serious consideration because I did not have that idea myself when I was trying to rack my brain. I've tried to rack my brain multiple times trying to think of how I could do wrestling content, you know what I mean? And that's a scenario I didn't think of. So thank you, Scripps. I genuinely appreciate that feedback. Uh, any and all feedback is welcome. As long as you're not trying to bury me and make me feel like shit, you know? I'll take any sort of constructive criticism. Like when I'm live, what you guys see, this is just me every day. You know how JD is like amped up and we don't get to see how JD is normally when he's not live? I need some sort of persona or some sort of, I don't know. But it's hard for me to get like that knowing I'm in my son's bedroom by myself, just chilling here at home. What am I gonna just start hooting and hollering? It just feels weird. And if I can get over that feeling, then I don't know. I thought about doing something like, have you guys know the game Arc Raiders? Do you guys know the streamer The Burnt Peanut? Or do you remember from back in the day Annoying Orange? I kind of like that how like they're an object with just eyes in their eyes in their mouth, but you don't know what they look like in real life. I kind of want to do something like that where people can't really actually see me, but they can see somebody talk, like something talking, right? Because I don't want it to just be like I don't want it to just be like, a blank, like some sort of screen like this with just me talking, and you don't have anything visually to like keep your eyes wanting to stay on the channel. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I could figure out some overlay and put some like sort of character, like maybe make myself into like an avatar, like an animated avatar. I've seen Twitch streams where it's like it looks like a cartoon, like almost like a anime character is off to the side, and then you're watching the gameplay of the video game, and then it looks like the animated, like when the person talks on the stream in their mic, it looks like the animated character is the one doing it, but you don't actually get to see what the actual streamer looks like. So if anybody understands or knows how to make that happen, uh, any and all pointers regarding live streaming, I need because I don't know nothing. Is that what that's called? VTubers? If that's what it's called, yeah. Kill them with a smile. Ego. Ego. Sorry, I gotta check on my potatoes, chat. Gotta check on my potatoes, chat. This is my life, you bitch. Is that what he said? That's what I heard him say, right, chat? This is my life, you bitch. This is my life, you bizotch. This is my life, you bizitch, he said. Thank you for bearing with me, chat. Sorry. It's tough being on the West Coast when wrestling comes on because it's like right in the middle of when people are trying to get dinner going and shit. You know what I'm saying? These are coming out perfect though. Mm. Yes, sir. Wow, Shiloh Hill wins, huh? Congratulations. Tony's here. Tony Dizzle. Ooh. These two don't know if they want to make out or break up. Who's this? Who? What kind of cringe? Do we always have to do cringe, chat? Do we always have to have cringe in wrestling? The credit for the preview idea goes actually to Big O. He gave me the idea to do for my channel, but I do better with watch parties. You, however, I think would be awesome at previews. Well, I mean, everybody that does live streaming or puts something on social media, Mike Rouse is a content creator. If you're posting yourself doing anything online, that's content per se. So you do better with watch parties. Do I suck at watch parties? It just I don't think I suck. I think it just sucks that someone's always ahead and someone's always behind. I think that's what frustrates me and Otis. Who the fuck is Otis? He must be at work. My potatoes is almost done and they are crispy crunchy. Chat, if you've never had English style roasted potatoes, British style roasted potatoes, mwah. My favorite way to have a potato, man. Nothing really beats a good baked potato. And the UK do baked potatoes really well. Really, really not it's not they're what they how they do it non-traditional for Americans. Americans are butter, salt and pepper, sour cream, onions or chives, some bacon bits, some cheddar cheese on top. That's a traditional baked potato for Americans, but the UK they got some wacky ideas for potatoes over there. And I've tried some of them and they sounded absolutely insane, and after I tried them, it was like the taste combination and the way it hit my taste buds, my brain immediately knew that them as weird as the combination of like a baked potato and like spicy garlic chili chicken, which has got like a almost like an Indian curry type of flavor to it because you use garam masala in the sauce for the chili. So it's got a faint like Indian food taste to it. And then they'll put like cold coleslaw on top of it or cold tuna fish, like that tuna like that you would eat like a tuna fish sandwich. Which was like what? Or you know how they'll eat beans on toast? Sometimes they'll put cheese. They'll put like garlic butter on the potato and then a fat pile of cheese and then a big old scoop of hot Heinz beans and then more cheese. I haven't tried it with the beans, but I've tried it with the garlic chili chicken and the tuna fish. And I mean, I crave it ever since the first time I tried it. I want to have it all the time. And my British friends, for years, I've heard them talk about these jacket potatoes, and every time I heard about them talking about what they put on them, I would just be like, "Rah." And then on TikTok, I started seeing this account called the Spud Brothers, and they're a food truck over in England, and that's all they do is just bake potatoes. And the line for this food truck is like in the hundreds, like down the street around the block every single day. And the more I watched them, the more I guess it started to not seem as crazy what they put on their baked potato. And then eventually I got a recipe and I made some garlic chili chicken homemade and some tuna fish, how I like tuna fish, and tried it, and it was absolutely incredible. The Vanity Project. If you make just the baked potato how I said, and you put the garlic chili chicken or the beans and you use coleslaw or tuna and cheese and a bunch of toppings, then yeah, it's a meal in and of itself. It fills you up immediately. And to make tuna fish and the garlic chili chicken is relatively non-expensive. A baked potato is non-expensive. And if you get a big enough potato and you can cut it in half, you can probably feed 2 people with it, so it's a good low budget meal. How's Mama Scripps? How's she doing? Tell her I said hello. They got Tony D'Angelo like an assassin now type of figure. He went from being mafia boss to the guy that's putting out hits on people. Now he's a hitman. She doing fine? That's good. Good to hear. Tell her I said hello. Oh, he botched that head scissor takeover. The guy in the blue tights. I don't know who. For somebody that watches NXT, I don't know who I'm watching. I mean, Chase U, duh. Who's Chase U? The guys in the white? Guy's name is Smokes, and he's wider than Chase U's tights. Crazy. The names in Evolve and LFG are the wrestlers are cringe. Maybe that was done by design, so they are kind of embarrassed every time they hear their name, but might be some ribs by Matt Bloom and William Regal. Whoever else is a veteran running the Florida the Florida scene with all the future talent. God, man, I'm really surprised they don't do more with Santino's daughter. They got her in a lame ass little love angle. She could be like face of the women's division. Kale Dixon and Uriah Connor. Wait, Uriah Connor sounds like a familiar name. Connors. Who am I thinking of? Who is Connors? Is that Grizzled Young Veterans? Was one of their last names Connors? Oh my god. That chop was god. Or is it the dude in NXT that wears the blue and purple tights that's really flamboyant? Is his last name Connors? Oh, potatoes are done. Hang on, chat. Ding 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 ding. I'm glad they're done during this match because I'm like, what's going on with this match? Why is it happening? That's kind of like, I'm like, what? Huh? Who? Why? Hmm. Chase U still jobbers. Forever jobbers. Hola Lola, she said. No, 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 no. Mira, chiquita. Mira, chiquita. Miss Parker. Miss Parker. Yes, sir. She's back. I said I was having British style roasted potatoes, and then I went into this big old long soliloquy about how the British have baked potatoes, and I'm not even eating a baked potato. Roasted potatoes are different. Way more work involved making roasted potatoes. That's for damn sure. God, I was in the kitchen for quite some time making these things before prepping them before I gave myself enough time before the show came on, but good lord, I'm the worst judge of time there's ever been in human history. I swear. Mm, mm, mm. What's Miss Parker gonna say? Uriah Connors is Fit Finley's. Oh no shit. Maybe I am thinking of Joseph Connors from. Was somebody named James Connors though? Wasn't it the dude with the long hair from Grizzled Young Veterans? That I knew. That's who Fit Finley's son is. Okay, and that's Chase U. Fit Finley's son, huh? Man, goddamn, I'm old. The face of AAA, Lolita. Yeah, she's a star. She's got to get a little better in the ring, though, in my opinion. To be honest, her timing still needs work. But she's for sure got the she's for sure got the look. 100%. Look at you think it's Kane, and then it ends up being Zarya. Oh, James Drake and Zach Gibson. Thank you, Scripps. Thank you for setting the record straight. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was a why is his name Keanu? I know it's not that big of a deal, but I'm on the Keanu Carver interview, Patrick. He said, "Don't fucking touch me." Okay, here we go. Miss Parker, Miss Parker, spam the cakes in the chat. Spam the cakes in the chat. Oh, sorry, chat. What was that? What were you saying? Dude. No flowers for Blake Monroe. WWE referee Daphne LaShawn was in a car wreck with her husband and former AEW star Leon Ruff. Who's Daphne LaShawn? Which one is she? That's awful. That's terrible news. I fucking hate car accidents. I've been in multiple. Ironically enough, I was only the cause of one. The one that has the long ponytail? Yeah, that's who I thought it was. That's terrible. Is she okay, or did she? What happened? This is a. I'm getting choked up with this Jada Parker promo. Damn. Sorry, I haven't. Sorry, chat. I'm just like I'm letting her speak. She's going off. Oh, baby girl. Oh my God. Cake's in the chat. Peaches in the chat. Peaches and cake equals peach cobbler, which is like one of my favorite things of all time. Spam the chat. Spam it. Damn it. Spam it. Oh, look at her. Holy Moses, chat. This is almost too much for my heart to take. Oh, oh, chat. Be still my beating heart. Holy Moses. I love Ethan Page. Eddie! Welcome in, my friend. How are you doing? We're just chilling. It's been a good NXT tonight. Jada Parker just cut a dope promo. And she stood toe to toe with Blake Monroe on the mic. Jada Parker's coming to the main roster sooner rather than later. That promo was excellent, was it not? You guys chat. type in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10 what you rate Jada Parker's promo. This was by far her best promo. Didn't even flinch, chat. She didn't flinch. I mean, that was her best promo for sure. Coming to the main roster. I'm sorry, chat. I'm tweeting about Jada Parker's promo. I have to. It was absolutely epic. When one of them young kids that's greener than grass can cut a fucking promo that made me just like on the verge of tearing up, I mean, it was like she's been around for a long time. She didn't flinch. She got interrupted by Blake Monroe, held her own, didn't stutter against Blake Monroe, put Blake Monroe in her place. Mic drop. That was impressive. That was impressive by Jada Parker. 10, says Eddie. 10, says Eddie. Script said there was a promo. I was too busy drooling over Miss Parker. Yeah, bro. NXT, man. I try to pay attention a lot, and a lot of times I get very distracted, and live on stream it will be like extended 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds, 2 minutes worth of time where I don't even realize I'm and not talking to the chat. And I'm like, oh shit. Like when Blake Monroe like licks her finger like she's doing now on the screen, or Izzy Dame is in the ring looking how she looks. There's Sol Ruka. I mean, we could probably just go down the laundry list of why we love NXT so much, right? Yeah. Because we believe in Joe Hendry. We believe in Joe Hendry. That's why we love NXT. Miss Parker. Is NXT's hashtag WWE NXT? Yeah, it is. Scripps, what's the next PLE, whether it's the weekly on the weekly show day or during a PLE weekend? What's the next big PLE for NXT? Do we know? February 3rd, right? Before the Royal Rumble or yeah, I think it's before the Royal Rumble. I might be wrong. Yeah, Saturday night's main event this weekend for sure. And it's the UFC, Eddie, so I'm going to be on longer than usual because this is a big UFC event that I've been waiting to see for a while that I totally forgot was on Saturday. So I'll be live streaming for a hot minute. Mm. The NXT Champion. The very first one, Seth Rollins. Chat, can anybody tell me who the second and third NXT champions were? Mm-hmm. Eddie, I'm actually more looking forward to the Royal Rumble than I am WrestleMania this year. And it's all that fucking commercial's fault that we've seen 85 times a week since SummerSlam. Never in my life have I seen them advertise weekly for WrestleMania a year in advance. Is this the illegitimate? Oh no, it couldn't be the illegitimate son of LA Knight. Never mind, chat. Well, he's light skinned. I guess he could. This could be. Isn't it funny that LA Knight's former name was Eli Drake and this guy's name is Eli Knight? Anybody else catch that? Holy Moses. Yeah, I don't know. I think we need some. I think they need to go away from the Cody Rhodes main eventing shit for a year at least. I think they need to go away from the Roman Reigns stuff. I think we need, since they've started making a focus of all the new kids, Obafemi, Trick Williams, Braun Breaker. I think this year we need to make WrestleMania about these guys. That's just my opinion. I think we need to feature these guys across both days in a multitude of ways in all the different matches. The NXT women, I mean, everybody's got to play a part. You know what I mean? The old guard's out. Your Randy Ortons, your Miz's can be role players in their respective matches, but we need to make this year's WrestleMania all about these kids that have just come up and that have been killing it and making a great name for themselves. That's what I think. We need a shakeup for WrestleMania because this formula that we've been doing year after year after year with the same fucking five people is like enough. That's my opinion. How else are these kids gonna get better? If they're good enough to be called up to be in on the weekly Raw and SmackDown and now on PLEs, they can give it a go at WrestleMania. We can put the spotlight on them. If they fail, they fail. But how else are they going to get better? Everybody that's on the main roster that's been called up is ready for WrestleMania, I think. Start establishing some of these new names with some moments in their career. They don't necessarily have to be champions, but give them all noteworthy moments that we're all talking about after their matches are over. Like, holy shit. And something tells me that that's the direction they're going to go. And it'll be more telling in the Royal Rumble. Like, we'll see who's all participating in the Rumble, and we'll see how many of the new young guys and how many guys from NXT, if they let any of the Evolve or LFG guys in the Rumble. I have a feeling there's going to be a good chunk of new faces this year. I really do. Next NXT PLE is Vengeance Day, February. Yeah. Thank you, Scripps. Thank you. Eli Drake came to WWE and became LA Knight, and now this guy in NXT, his name is Eli Knight. Clearly somebody in the back didn't catch that when they were handing out fucking chat GPT generated fucking names. Hmm. Now I understand why Booker T is on commentary. Because most of these kids in NXT are from his reality wrestling school from Evolve and LFG. So he's just watching. He's on commentary to us, but in reality, he's basically their coach out there watching. And in case shit goes wrong, he can be there to help them. I didn't realize that till this moment. Guys, please do me a favor, hit that like button for me. I'd appreciate it. Nobody had any answers for me, huh? Not even Scripps, who's like basically a walking and living, breathing encyclopedia of wrestling knowledge. Hit him with a Does anybody know who the second and third NXT champions in history were? Without looking, cheating ass motherfuckers. And if you say the right answer right now, I know you'll look because I asked like 10 minutes ago and nobody said nothing. In fact, I'll just say it right now. This is going to blow some minds if you didn't know. The second NXT champion ever in history was Big E Langston. And the third was, I believe, none other than Bo Dallas himself. And I believe number 4 was one Adrian Neville, who is now Pac in WWE or in AEW. Kid with a smile. I know you said no, Mike. Sorry, I didn't mean you, but everybody else that nobody answered. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't realize that Big E was in NXT when Seth Rollins was. I thought Big E was on the main roster way before the Shield got there. Or am I tripping? I don't know. You didn't watch NXT Black and Gold until 2015. I watched it from the very beginning. Well, not the very beginning. It wasn't televised until the WWE Network, but I watched NXT from the very first day that The WWE Network dropped. I remember going through the menu and being like, NXT, like next, like what is this generic ass shit? And I turned it on, hooked immediately. Like, what's this? Okay, this is talent I've not seen before. This is a smaller venue, a darker, smaller venue. I mean, there's just so many things I started noticing right away that were so aesthetically pleasing and like what I prefer my in my professional wrestling to be. When I watched their first televised pay-per-view, NXT Arrival, I mean, it had like Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn. Who else was on that show? Bo Dallas. Um, but then a little bit later on, like once they signed Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, they had like Baron Corbin, the Lone Wolf. Otis was with a guy from here in Oregon, about 45 minutes from where I live in Hubbard. Uh, Tucker Knight, and they were Heavy Machinery. If you guys remember them, they were in NXT right at the beginning of the right. It wasn't called Black and Gold yet because we didn't have Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano and Shinsuke Nakamura and them, but it was right at the beginning of that phase. It just hadn't been called Black and Gold yet. Yeah, it was probably around 2014, 2015. Scripts, that's terrible. That's actually cringe. The NXT, oh, sorry, pardon me. The next WrestlePalooza PLE in the fall of this year has the tagline WrestlePalooza Smark Out Moment. Um, WWE, let's just stop trying to be indie, trying to be hip, trying to be cool with the hardcore wrestling fan. No, 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 no. WrestlePalooza is all WWE WrestlePalooza. That's it. Full stop. Period. Dot. End of sentence. WrestlePalooza. No tagline. Cringe line. That's awful. Bro, what was that? He did a twisting brainbuster. A corkscrew brainbuster finisher. That was sick. That was dope. Yeah, the name WrestlePalooza is cringe. I think we're gonna get name changes for all the. Here we go. He's back. Tony D taking out more of the roster, laying out everybody. It's like he's been demoted in job title, but in his demotion, he's been elevated. So it's like his demotion became a promotion. Because if you're the mafia, if you're the Don, you sit at the head of the table. If you're the hitman, you're just one of the henchmen. But somehow he looks better and more important as a hitman than the head of his mafia family. He's got a killer beard. I was saying we're gonna slowly start to see the PLEs change names, except for the Big Four. I think they'll keep the original Big Four and they'll change all the others over time. He says, "Here, arrest me. I'll go willingly. I'll post bond. I'll get out probably in the middle of the night. I'll be back next week. Be smashing everybody again." Tony D ain't tripping, yo. He's done this. He's been around this block a few times. I have a feeling. You ever in wrestling just seen the guy that is attacking talent illegally left and right, just turn and give himself to the cops with his hands behind his back willingly, and not try to fight them all off? I I can't think of a time. Maybe Stone Cold did it a time or two, but they got Tony D looking like a straight up monster, don't they? He looks more badass in this silent gimmick hitman role than I didn't like the stereotyping of the Italian mafia gimmick type shit. That was cringe. Tatum Paxley. She's a cutie. Well, yeah, they're gonna keep WrestlePalooza because that's the first of the new names. That would have been like Great Balls of Fire was back in the day, or um, what was the WWE, the one that they always have sometimes before WrestleMania? Not Chamber, but having, and it shows the little speed dials of the car. WWE, is it Roadblock or some shit like that? Some generic ass weird. Every once in a while, Vince would give us some weird random name PLE, and it'd be like, what? It wouldn't be like your typical like Money in the Bank that we were used to, or um, any of the usual suspects. Like it wasn't a No Way Out, it wasn't a Unforgiven, it wasn't like any of the usual B list pay per views, but WrestlePalooza, yeah, that's probably staying. That's probably staying. Uh, who do we think is going? Well, has anybody read spoilers? Do they have the spoilers out for this 6-man ladder match? Um, and if so, please do not respond to what I'm about to say, what I'm about to ask. But if you don't have spoilers, who do we think, chat, is becoming the new NXT champion? Do we think it's Ricky Saints? Do we think it's Miles Bourne? Fastlane, thank you, Scripps. I don't do spoilers either, because then it's like there's no point to fucking watch. I know it's predetermined. They know the answer. I don't want to fucking. If you give me the result, I'm not going to be able to believe the match when I'm watching it, because I already know what's about to happen. Palmer says he thinks Ricky Saints is winning it. WrestleMania in Vegas again this year is going to be a shit show. It's going to be a shit show. Bear with me. Sorry if anyone's getting dizzy. Tired of my face being blocked by my little. You think the Rumble's gonna be a shit show, Scripps? Probably, huh? Probably. So, Izzy Dame winning this women's North American title, she's now kind of like the leader, huh? Ava, you suck on the mic. I'm sorry, but you're awful. OTM just shoved him out the way. I kind of like OTM, not gonna lie. JB in the house. JB in the house. What up? I mean, I'm trying to click your fucking comment, but God, it took 3 times to work. What's good? What's good? JB, welcome. How you doing, bro? It's been a highly entertaining episode of NXT tonight. Yeah, here's Robert Stone again. Remember when he was the Jersey Shore wannabe DJ Pauly D cringe gimmick? Amen. He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. The blonde chick got replaced with Joe Hendry, and when they showed him, dude had his hand on Joe Hendry like he had it on the blonde chick's shoulders before. That was funny as fuck. How you doing, JB? Are you traveling right now? You driving? You home? What's good? Say his name and he appears. Chucky ducky quack quack. Booker T's crazy, you know? Saruka. I don't really like how they got Zarya and Soruka like they have Soruka appearing like she's not really doing anything to antagonize Zarya, even though everything Sol Ruka does seems to antagonize Zarya. And they have Zarya in like this very passive aggressive how she talks and handles Sol Ruka and what she sees Sol Ruka doing and how she perceives it to be against her in a negative way. You know what I mean? And I think that shit's annoying. Like a badass like Zarya is not going to be some passive aggressive emo like, oh, I'm not 100%, so if we don't win, I don't want to hear you blaming me. When I look at Zarya, I don't see her acting like that. Sorry. And then when you have her talking like that, it doesn't match. I think it's goofy behavior. And she comes off as like childish and whiny. And then you have her walk out the curtain and she's like, rah! With her Legion of Doom face paint. And she looks like she'd just eat you for lunch. So why does she talk like that then? Why does she act like a little whiny? Anyone else find her like to be kind of cringy when she talks to Sol Ruka? She always seems like butthurt. Are they going anywhere with that? For months now, they've been teasing like Sol Ruka's just circumstantially not been able to be there for Zarya when Zarya's been there for Sol Ruka, right? Well, the way they have Sol Ruka acting this whole time is she's not seemingly acting shady to me, like she's been doing it on purpose. But yeah, this keeps going on month after month after month after month. So either change the way you have Zarya's interactions with Sol Ruka or do the switcheroo or whatever you got planned for them to go against each other. Like fucking A. But do it soon because the way Zarya is made to look physically and then when she speaks, like don't match. I don't know if that's her problem. I don't know if that's how they're telling her to how they're telling her to be. If it's coming from management, I don't know. I don't look that deep into shit, but I just call what my I see when they're on the TV type shit. We're back. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Who's this? Dark State. Four likes, but I had 6 people in here at one point in time. So come on, y'all, hit the like, please. You're driving, going over a river on a car ferry. Oh, nice. My grandparents built a house off of the coast of Seattle on an island, Lopez Island, when I was a kid, and so we used to have to take the ferry over there. Is it just me, or is Joe Hendry's gimmick a knockoff of Bo Dallas? Like Bo Leave? It's better than Bo Dallas was, though. Bo Dallas was cringe doing that shit, man. He was. Joe Hendry's is cringe, don't get me wrong, but he and his cheesy hair and his smile, it all works. Bo Dallas's didn't, in my opinion. Oh shit, Kendall Gray. Hello. Jeez. See, there's 5 people in here right now, but only 4 likes. That means somebody hasn't hit the like button. Is this a tag match or a 4-way match? What's... Oh, that's Soruka in there. Oh, she's wearing different gear than I'm used to seeing her in. That's why I was like, who the hell is that? So Kendall Gray, Soruka, Laney Reed, and then on the outside we've got Ren Sinclair, Zarya, and Fallon Henley. Okay, so it's a triple threat women's tag team match. Lee, have you spoke about AEW and Tony Khan's spending spree lately? No, actually, JB, I haven't. You know me, I don't really talk about AEW because why? That's what they want. They want attention. They're spoiled little childish brats that want attention. Well, I'm sorry. When you start behaving like professional wrestlers in a professional wrestling company, you can have my attention. Simple. Not being a smartass to you. I'm just being a smartass to AEW. Um, I don't know much about Tony Khan's spending spree lately, other than that he signed the Rascals and then fired 25% of them like a day later. Who else has he recently signed? I don't know where to look for wrestling news other than when I watch JD give it to us. So if I had something to look at, I could talk about the situation more and give you my thoughts on it. But he's buying up all the... what's his name? Jake something, right? Who's now Jake Doyle. So he's buying up the TNA talent supposedly. And he's doing that because he's lost some big names to WWE, hasn't he? So he's got to fill that void that's left him somehow. He's got to put bodies and names in those places, and well, good luck. Good luck with Jake Doyle. Jordan Oliver and his partner. Huh? What do you mean? Now, see, when 2 guys in sports jump up and they do that, that's called a chest bump. I think it's only fair if 2 women pull their shoulders back to puff out their chests and bump into each other. I think it's only right that we call it a breast bump. Just saying. One's in the chat if you agree. One's in the chat if you agree. When 2 women jump in the air and go boom with their chests together, that's a breast bump, not a chest bump. We got one from Patrick Palmer, my man. JB's got a 1. Oh, Ruka. Uh-oh. Oh, what kind of move is this? She's doing like an inverted version of Tajiri's tarantula. That's neat. I love Solruka's offense. She does a lot of different shit that I've not seen women do. Solruka is a baddie. Scripted with the 1 in the chat. I got the 1 in the chat. I wish commentators would scream that out when they do it. Breast bump! Breast bump! Solruka has the perfect, just little handful booty. Like perky little booty. You got your Lola Vices and your Jada Parkers and stuff and your Lash Legends, your Naomi's, but if you like them smaller and shape and more shapely, like more like fit in your hand, Solruka is probably about as perfect as it gets. Nice forearm by Fallon Henley. Nice forearm. Like a sliding forearm on the ground. We got Fallon Henley, Zarya, and Kendall Gray in the ring. Kendall Gray's still in the ring. She is being hung up on that second rope by Zarya in that move. Sheesh. That was a cool little sequence of moves by all 3 women. Kendall Gray was on Fallon Henley's shoulders in an electric chair drop position, and Zarya from the second rope jumped off the second rope and did kind of like a Legion of Doom style clothesline to Kendall Gray. Now the women have all tagged out. Now we're back to the original 3. Booker T called her a worker. He said she's become a good worker, and he said good talent. Somebody yelled in his earpiece for him saying that she was a good worker. You're not supposed to use that terminology on air. That's breaking the 4th wall. That's probably why Booker's on NXT and not SmackDown or Raw. What's happening? This match is crazy. Women's wrestling. Women's wrestling. Clap, 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 clap. Double tap. Boom. Why did Zarya tag herself in? One, two. Oh, JC Jane just cleaned Kendall Gray's clock outside on the apron or on the floor. It is breaking down. It's chaos out in front of the commentary table, chat. Nice move by Laney Reed. Crucifix bomb. This is crazy match. This is hella crazy. Soul Snatcher. That's a wrap ski. One, two, three. And Zaruka wins. My pants were on for that match, but I'd be lying if I thought for throughout the entire match I was preparing for a camping trip and putting my tent up. Just saying. That Grouse was pinching his nipples as well. That Soul Snatcher is dope. A double Soul Snatcher. Zaruka prevails. Just like that, NXT's over in the blink of an eye, chat. Next week, we got more six-man ladder match qualifiers for the NXT Championship. We have Joe Hendry versus Drake. We have, I missed the other two matches. We also have Dark State and OTM. Who's the dude with the jacket? Who's the Moro Ronaldo lookalike? Walmart ass looking Moro Ronaldo. Who's that? Are you two gonna kiss anytime soon? Fucking hell. Uh, that was a really good NXT chat. That was better than last week's, in my honest opinion. NXT was really good. Alec Price and Jordan Oliver are all elite. I don't even know what that means. Facts, Eddie. The Soul Snatcher. The Soul Snatcher is amazing. It's my favorite finisher. It's my favorite finisher in wrestling. Wind chill -10 on Friday where you're at, Scripps? Fucking hell. It's supposed to be a nice, partly cloudy, small chance of rain, but partly cloudy 45-degree day for the Seahawks LA Rams game on Sunday. Looking forward to that. Yeah, Missouri. -10. That's about pretty common for this time of year down there, huh? Because I come from right above there from Nebraska, so I remember my grandpa's funeral. It was -21 wind chill. And we were outside, and it was just we were getting slapped in the face with just ice pellets, trying to carry my grandpa's casket down the sidewalk at the cemetery, and it was just a sheet of pure ice. The sidewalk. It was man. I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that ever. We call that bitch ass cold. Yeah, I woke up in the middle of the night 2 nights ago, freezing my ass off, and there was no heat on, so but it was like 30. So thank you guys. I had a better turnout tonight than I've had in quite some time for NXT, so I really appreciate that. Everybody that showed up. I hope you please did me a favor and hit that follow button. Hit that like button especially. I need as many likes as people I have in here, so appreciate if you did hit that like button for me. Thank you guys for supporting me and coming to hang out when I go live. Shout out to Mike Rouse, Patrick Palmer, Scripps, JB, Eddie. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Because if I didn't have you guys in here to talk to, I'd just be talking to my damn self, which I could do without being live. So, appreciate you all. For the upcoming schedule, like I said, Saturday, I forgot UFC was on as well, so it's going to be a longer stream than I anticipated. We'll be collaborating with Big O Gaming Otis, because he'll be live for Saturday night's main event as well, and then after Saturday night's main event is over, I'm switching over to the UFC. So I'm probably just going to stay live for that. So anyway, I will catch you amazing people all then. Most of you guys are probably hopping over to TNT. I might go pay my respects in the chat and see what they're talking about. I'm assuming they're talking about Tony Khan and all the AEW shenanigans and fuckery happening within the walls of that circus sideshow. But yeah, thank you guys again, and I will see you all Saturday. Peace out, everybody.